Welcome to JGTCR. I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the Ford Mustang Gr.3. Let's get into it. This Mustang is stable if driven conservatively, but start pushing and the tail gets slippy slidey all day long. There is also a heftiness we must contend with, but it does help us stay grounded. The handling is an all-rounder, but only within limits. The steering is firm but pliable under the right conditions. The power is reasonable and revs out well, but it has a peakiness about it in the top end of the revs. The power delivery is good most of the time, but there is that danger zone in the higher RPM that, when combined with turning inputs, kicks the tail aggressively. The brakes are quite solid and slow us down well without many issues. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes 38.9 seconds. And now the race tune. This Mustang is still a hefty beast, but one with a bit more edge to it. We had to sacrifice some steering for traction, and it does end up driving like a Porsche, but this Mustang is much faster for it. The handling has taken a bit of a hit, and its default setting is understeer. This helps with traction, but some may not like the drive feel. The steering is decent until the rear hooks. We can make it work with a bit of practice after a few corners. The power has been bumped up an extra 200 horsepower, but it's not that noticeable besides that little bit of traction loss. The power delivery is mostly under wraps, but that spike at the top of the RPM can still kick the rear end out if we aren't careful. The brakes are still on point and do as needed when is needed. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes 17.5 seconds. Moving on to the drift tune. There is a certain lack of eagerness to perform that makes this Mustang a chore to drift. It's not that it can't do it, it's that it won't do it without dragging its feet. The handling feels out of time. Everything is just off center, and it wrecks the feng shui this vehicle has. The steering eventually responds to our inputs, but it's usually too late or early if we try and get ahead of it. The power bogs down at the start of almost every gear, but then a second or so later it ends up peaking hard. This is annoying and makes it hard to drift smoothly. The power delivery is reasonable until around 6,000 RPM. After that, it is far more likely to whip the tail around and have us mowing the lawn. This Gr.3 Mustang may not transition to drifting well, but it can do it. Unfortunately, it's not as comfortable as some may like. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!